Alright, welcome. Good morning to an Eid edition of ours on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube, and number one most consistent analysis in the Libya. Was on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Guys, won't subscribe to the channel now. I encourage you to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Send me content in your drop here. You are first to have it on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. National link no number for us. You be enjoy analysis no as on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. And you come if you're an investor also, and now the boys were able to win the 6+ odds on the Fiifi-Manfred groups. No, they've enjoyed that over there. The Napoli game, I think it's the Betis versus Sevilla game, and a couple of other games culminating in some very good 6 odds. When we try to now, so we'll be sending the slip with the 3,000. We'll be sending them in the sleep. I think about 27 odds. So boy, I'll go for it. Come on. Of course, that's what we do. The most consistent analysis team. Near Sanso amount the best in terms of value for money or bets now with challenge. Again, in there, I am going to put just 2 codes Penamade 12, just 2 Penamade 12 in the description of the video below. Code no on Fiifi-Manfred on Telegram, and of course on WhatsApp as well, in the WhatsApp channel. No be but there's our links, no code will be able to the description of this video. Then you go and stick and then go enjoy some good money on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Now you be come Eddie Man 7 and also Chelsea Asanso Ere approaching another player. They've made another contact for this player Bieman. This time a more concrete, very important one at Chelsea for Barca have gotten good news with one of the players who are back whilst Madrid for are trying to push said they'll get back into winning ways. Let us get straight into it. And this weekend there was no English Premier League games. It was just FA Cup matches in a course. And Manchester City has gone through, Aston Villa have gone through. There's going to be Man City versus Nottingham Forest, and there's going to be Villa versus Crystal Palace. In all of the 4 teams, all the semi-final of the FA Cup now, back open were winning a trophy in the last century. All of them, the last 100 years, ain't winning a single trophy. So if Crystal Palace managed to win, if Villa managed to win, if Forest manages to win, then it means that in the first century, we need to be something that's very good for them. And now, Premier League for back reminding of the Premier League table. They came to remind everybody of the Bia club in terms of the Premier League table. So if you are, of course, on the Premier League table, Liverpool and that's show assistants now with 70 points. There is Arsenal with 58 points, Nottingham Forest with 54 points, Chelsea 49 points, Man City 48 points, Newcastle 47 points, Brighton and Hove Albion 47 points, Fulham 45 points, Aston Villa 45 points, Bournemouth 44 points, Brentford 41 points, Crystal Palace 39 points, Man United 37 points, and these are the points distributions on our English Premier League table. The last time I make the difference between Arsenal on that second and 10th position just 14 points between them, and 14 points here, just 5 games. There were about 10 more games to play. So it's very clear, and then as we talk and prepare for the English Premier League, all of these clubs, a place in Europe possible for them, from Arsenal, Crystal Palace, or Brentford, Obia himself, there is a place possibly for Europe for them. That's why club be all tries to be winning matches consistently. Then they can make sure I'm waiting to qualify for Europe next season, including the likes of Chelsea, Man City, Nottingham Forest, and the likes. They're very important to waiting to qualify. The last time I think that for a club like Chelsea, Champions League a game changer for them. It literally transforms how the club is being seen. Because in the last 3 years, clearly for the Baby 5 Jumano with Blueco, they have struggled in terms of even getting the fans to accept the project. What just was what has happened with Strasbourg? Just a little over a year ago, now Strasbourg were protesting heavily. Said they wanted to make sure omo person be property to Blueco Now, I'm a club on its own. Blue Coat did not listen. They went ahead with them, and then now Strasbourg for are very, very close to qualifying for Europe, and that is something that they are seeing. On the other side, Chelsea needs Champions League. Since 2021, they've not been in the Champions League. In 2022, in 3 years, Chelsea have not been there. Qualifying for Champions League, one, will increase revenue. Two, players now will begin to really accept and then believe that their project is going in the right direction, because one of the biggest issues has been the fact that the projects haven't really gone in the right direction. It has not been one where you see say Chelsea for you're in the right direction. Chelsea now everybody goes back and compares this Chelsea to Roman Abramovich Chelsea. For the fans to really accept say club they have to make sure say qualify at Champions League and things will go on. And over the last few days, I've been saying something. Say the positive thing for Enzo Maresca and man, and they said, and then Chelsea team now, players are very important and preparing the different parts of the season. Almost everybody is back from an injury. Chelsea and Rashid Abranche Freno, Nicolas Jackson, they allowed him go through the process, and then when you're fully fit, we're training his back with the team. Two, there is nothing Madueke. And the last time Babe Catcher will say, and now no because Obi Addington and Madueke is now being projected as if he's a top player. You see, that's the thing with Chelsea fans. I thought it'd be almost here. Said, who should be saying Noni Madueke? It's just like when Mohamed Salah came to Liverpool and some of these top wingers. When Vinicius Jr. was first at Real Madrid, the potential is there. Chelsea fans are too fickle. You need to be patient with them. And Obi Noni Madueke, yes, they're frustrating. So yeah, Chelsea need a ocean match now. But this is a player that can really come out and then do some good stuff for Chelsea when he's given the support that he needs now. And the club does the supporting job now. He definitely can come good and do the job for Chelsea Football Club. So Noni Madueke is back, Nicolas Jackson is back. We don't need to reiterate the importance of Nicolas Jackson. In terms of Obi Obetime, a very good holder play. What are there a lot of outlets in terms of channel running, in creating chances and build up? He's a super important player. Yes, only Robert Lewandowski, only 36 goals, only 40 goals, only 25 goals in the league this season. But really, you understand that he's an important player for Chelsea Football Club and back. Reece James looks like he's back at his best shape ever as a player. And I think that is thanks to Abrante Fene Enzo Maresca. Being sensible and management in the management of Reece James, not saying so okay, we'll up and down the touchline on Combra, managing him well, reducing his distances and making sure so from the health point of view, Reece James is in a place where he can play, very important. And Reece is also back into the team. Cole Palmer, injured Kakra, also back into the team. Wesley Fofana, Romeo Lavia for me, essentially one of the most important players that you will get at Chelsea, who is also back into the fray in making sure say come out very, very important. Say Chelsea for any more players, they are very important. Say Chelsea for everyone because they need to qualify for the Champions League. Very important. So my team are qualified. I can go Champions League will be next season and the kind of matches next week in midweek Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, English Premier League matches now will go on unabated. There are 3 games so Arsenal, Fulham, English Premier League 6 p.m. There's going to be Wolverhampton Wanderers and West Ham United. There's going to be Nottingham Forest and Manchester United. Really, really tough game. Man United away to go and play against your friend Nottingham Forest away from home at the City Ground. This is a game if United are able to get something out of it, it puts Chelsea in a good position to make sure so they're closing the gap on my friend in Nottingham Forest. Again on Wednesday, there are going to be another 6 matches in the course on Wednesday. Bournemouth versus Ipswich, close game. Brighton versus Aston Villa together. Man City versus Leicester. Looks I said down there is a straight win for City. Newcastle against Brentford. Southampton Crystal Palace. Then there's the Merseyside derby between Liverpool and a team of your friend Everton. Then on Friday, just one game, the big London derby, Chelsea and Tottenham Hotspur. Under the lights of Bridge, it's a game that Chelsea has to win. They cannot afford to drop points against my friend Tottenham Hotspur. So Chelsea, it's Mr. Sam match then it puts them in a very, very strong position so betting now I'm qualify for Champions, especially if Manchester United did me any favors at the beginning in time match no money no for everybody there. Then it puts Chelsea in a very strong position our Champions League qualification. And now we had the news said Chelsea Forum have made fresh contact, and at Chelsea Forum make it on a player near him some open. So Bekaya, I've come here and I've explained to you that the kind of wingers that Chelsea are playing, they want a winger of the caliber of 4 separate players. First of all, Ademola Lookman, Diabem, Rafael Leao, Diabemu, Nico Williams, very important players in that regard. Players from the left hand side, or right footed, like Abrantia Feno, Nico Williams, Emma Athletic Bilbao, and more the athleticism, hard work without the ball, the creative ability to create chances in terms of 1v1, and then of course the finishing instincts to get goals for you. So Katiina, this is the kind of player that Chelsea want to share. And now there was news in Spain said Chelsea are making fresh contact with Abrantia, your friend Nico Williams. Chelsea are making fresh contact. I'm contacting Nico for the agent and when they went in to have conversation about Nico. The last time you have a church said numbers of one per branch friend Nico Williams. The only reason why he stayed at Atletico-Madrid and he said this season Europa League in Athletic Bilbao Airborne, the final will be played at the San Mamés our Bucks region. So what Nico Williams Ninia Inaki catcher and say he shouldn't make any move this season. Until Nana go push team no more Europa League. So it's been qualified for final. They will play a historic final as San Mamés, as brothers. Maybe they can win something for Athletic Bilbao. So they should do their best and make sure say they can push in and then get something. And as it stands now, they are almost through to the quarter-final of the Europa League. And from there, possibly semi-final and maybe a final. Beth Elfie at San Mamés for Nico Williams and Ninia Abrantia, your friend Inaki Williams. So that's the reasoning here. Nico Williams and free teamer, your friend Athletic Bilbao. Even when not Barcelona were very interested in him, and they did everything to make sure they would get Abrantia, your friend of Nico Williams. And last season, there were a lot of times that Felix Tainta, the agent of Abrantia for Nico Williams, met with Barcelona, met with Deco, almost explaining how they can do the deal. But still, Nico Williams is not going to Barcelona. And then Chelsea in the last 1 week have met Felix Tianta. They've spoken to Felix Tianta. They've asked questions about the player, friend Nico Williams, and how they can get him to come and play at Chelsea Football Club. All the extensive questions about Abrantia, your friend Felix Tianta. Nico Williams, the kid has decided, so it's not, let's go to Madrid. But this time, Tianta and Chelsea for next year, they've asked a lot of questions, and it looks as if the Chelsea for are very keen set on being Abrantia, your friend Nico Williams. The operation will not be less than 60 million from team your friend FC Athletic Bilbao. Chelsea for will not get Nico Williams for less than 60 million from Abrantia, your friend Nico Williams City. So to me, buddy, he adds to the high quality top wingers that what Chelsea, who can go on and compete in other places over there. For Abrantia, your friend Nico Williams and Chelsea for are pushing in to try and get a deal done for Abrantia, your friend Nico Williams. And now in the Portuguese Liga, Abrantia friend of Victor Gyökeres has the 42nd goal in 42 games over there. 42nd goal in 42 games, averaging a goal per game. In terms of ball striking, in terms of goal scoring, in terms of finishing, Victor Gyökeres and all of the other 3 centre forwards, Chelsea for have been earmarked some open look like they have something similar over there. Leads the way in scoring of Europe's top leagues now. Highest top scorer of Europe top 5 leagues now. Abrantia, your friend Victor Gyökeres over the really important style of play and how he has been playing all of the players now. Very good ball striking, great generational movement, good hold up play also from Gyökeres and Abrantia and Dilap and Osimhen. Of course, don't play versus tough low blocks now. Very important player. Osimhen the best in the world in terms of aerial duels. Victor Gyökeres will come through with that as well. I personally have said it several times. I am on the team. Osimhen, Senko Betimi about Wabeyegiman. This month ahead, said Chelsea for pushy. Barcelona for defend their friend Jules Koundé. I don't know if that is true. Say Chelsea for our Pucha branch friend Jules Koundé, and if he's going to move, I doubt that Jules Koundé will move from Barcelona as it stands now. But the good news for team friend FC Barcelona is the fact that a branch friend of Marc-Andre ter Stegen, who is the #1 goalkeeper for team friend of Barcelona, or returning to the training pitch in just 2 weeks after that ACL injury. Marc-Andre ter Stegen ruling it out for a very, very long time now. As it stands now, Marc-Andre ter Stegen returning to the training pitch for team friend of Barcelona. I don't know if that is fully a good news or not, because it looks as if Gyökeres has been playing just fine for team your friend of Barcelona. Bringing in, I don't think that ter Stegen will just come and unseat him and then become the first choice goalkeeper as it stands now. I think that still is going to be Gyökeres, and as the season goes on, maybe latter part of the season, we will see what is going to happen and the decision of Hansi-Dieter Flick on the next set of games at Barcelona for Barcelona. And now Hansi Flick said Barca can win the treble, also makes me winning all the trophies are on the woman. And of course, I think with respect to the quality on display from Barcelona, their ability to really manage and stay in games and then get something out of it, even when it becomes difficult. The fact that Barca team the quality and depth, the depth and quality, it tells you, say yes, it's true. They can go on and go and win. So next midweek there's going to be that Copa del Rey game against Atletico de Madrid, and there's going to be League, then Champions League, then again they go on like that. So about Atletico de Madrid in midweek, then Real Betis over the weekend, then Barca Dortmund in the Champions League, Leganés Barcelona, Dortmund Barcelona, 12 games and Babakoso for team and friend of Barcelona. And in the next 1 to 2 weeks though, Barca will know if they are still in the running for the treble, and I say treble every Choma Edja over there. And this area we'll see how things will go. And see Flick, I believe it's a Wednesday match against Atletico de Madrid, it will define the season. I think it's true. I think the Barca team qualified for the final of the Copa del Rey. Then it puts them in a strong position to go in and then go and win something this season, starting from the Copa del Rey. And Flick is very much convinced about that. As Flick and Rafinha, I agree. Say Enyado the game against Girona, our player complete thinking Barca needs effort to get a job done. It's something that they are looking at, and of course in front of sport and then any Mundo papers, they've been clear. Obviously, there is only one leader, solo on leader. I'm talking about the fact that Barca for clear on top. It's not joint points game. It's one leader per and also in front of sport for team my friend of FC Barcelona. And then the good tidings that have come their way. Mundo, SC Vendaval, talking about Gal, talking about Robert Lewandowski at age 36, getting 25 league goals and 40 goals for club and country this year. This season has been instrumental. I mean, it's just one thing that Robert Lewandowski anyway yet today in the morning game. He doesn't have the pace, doesn't have the power. They hold up the crowd or hold him. But really, one thing that Robert Lewandowski does is the most important thing for a striker, which is the goal scoring. And that's exactly what a branch here, your friend Robert Lewandowski, when he gets the job done for Tima, your friend FC Barcelona. FC Barcelona. Yesterday, the birthday of our branch here, your friend of Sergio Ramos Garcia, an important centre back in the history of team, my friend of Real Madrid. I mean, of course, a lot of times where Madrid needed somebody, a leader. Of course, Sergio Ramos did stand up and he was counted over there, and it was very, very important for Bentia, your friend of Sergio Ramos. And almost all of the Madrid players, they wish him Mbappe, Modric, everybody wish him a happy birthday over there. After the game against team, my friend Leganés Akela Tony Mbappe, I shared 2 goals now. He spoke, or say one of so winning La Liga, and 2, or the guy that you can tell from the face if he's happy or not. So when you're happy, you can see, and also he is very happy as stands now, because of course we know Mbappe, he smiles a lot and every day, so you're happier, you can see over there. Say I want to win the La Liga, Champions League, and everything that we can win with Real Madrid, of course Copa del Rey. Mbappe say I had a dream of playing for Real Madrid, then it became an objective, and now it is a reality, and that's exactly where we are going as it stands now. And then the set of games now for both teams now. I don't know who you think will win the Spanish La Liga as it stands now. Madrid or Valencia, Madrid or Alaves, Madrid or Athletic Bilbao, Getafe or Celta or Barcelona or Mallorca or Sevilla, and of course Real Sociedad. These are fairly difficult games. Barcelona or Betis or Leganes, wow, or Celta Vigo, Mallorca, Valladolid, Madrid, Espanyol, Villarreal, and of course Athletic Club de Bilbao. These are going to be really tough games for all of the clubs. No, and so you may not be able to win anything. And of course, Madrid for would want to win Kylian Mbappe. Of course, everybody at Madrid know that they want to really go on and then win the Spanish La Liga this season. But we'll wait to see how things are going to turn out as the season draws to a close. We'll see if Madrid beats Miyaje and I say team my friend Barcelona. Time definitely is going to tell what is going to happen in terms of the next few weeks. Any games that time definitely is going to tell. And now something really huge, let me touch on it. Our Italian Serie A, and it was the job of the Don Antonio Conte. Set on the Napoli Eshe Francesco Conceição, Sergio Conceição, Eshe the AC Milan team 2-1. I several times say, if there was ever a time where somebody had told me, say, Antonio Conte will play a 4-3-3 in Italy, I wouldn't have believed. Say Antonio Conte about 4-3-3 now or control games now, or I wouldn't have believed. But Conte is playing 4-3-3 solid in Italy, and he is on top of it. And then he's one of the best teams, of course, Inter Milan and Air Hano in terms of Italian Serie A team, and what Antonio Conte can do. And now, I'm winning by 2-1 when they played against team, their friend AC Milan, and of course Inter. And so we winning by 2-1 against team, my friend Udinese or Udine. It's in the Italian Serie A table, 67 points to Inter and then 64 points to Napoli. Inter wants to do its back-to-back. Antonio Conte stands in their way. Share the two teams not any matches on the bar. Inter still our Champions League them next one Coppa d'Italia. Inter AC Milan na face Serie A Parma no akobo Bayern Munich our Champions League them, then Cagliari, then Inter Bayern Munich, Bologna, then Coppa d'Italia BM, then AS Roma, Verona, Torino, Lazio, then of course so there is no Napoli versus Inter BM so of course Inter for will not meet Napoli. That probably would have been a decider over there. Now Napoli they don't have any European commitment. Almost so much from the Coppa d'Italia to Bologna, Empoli, Monza, Torino, Lecce, Genoa, Parma, and Cagliari. These are fairly okay games for Tima, your friend Napoli, when they are playing in their run up to possibly try and usurp Italian Serie A from Tima, your friend Inter Milan. Of course, wait to see how things will turn out. Hey, Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Thank you very much for sticking and staying with us. We'll be back with you in a couple of hours. Until then, do take care. Bye-bye.